Hi, Mick Mastel, and I do these Mandala seminars as soon as I get my iPod set up here to take the picture. And when we start out with the seminar, a lot of times people are going to tell you, oh, yeah, you need all this junk, all these compasses and templates and all this other kind of junk. Well, I don't believe it. All you really need is a piece of paper and a pencil and maybe a Sharpie. Um, you can always draw it first with the pencil and make sure you got it right and go over it with the Sharpie. But I want to point out, I don't have an eraser on my pencil. I don't believe in erasers. Um, when I do this, I like to, um, if I make a mistake, I like to correct it on the paper. And there is no such thing as a mistake. There's no such thing as right or wrong on these. Okay, I can print a template for the Mandalas offline, and that is the website where I get it. If you need it, I'll post my uh, email and all that at the end of this video. Okay, you can get them in red. You can make any kind you want. You can make the lines really thick, or you can do something like this. And what this is good for is you get one that's a little bit heavier and darker black. You can lay a piece of paper and tape it over, and you can trace your mandala design. You can draw your mandala design over this. Now what I like to use, I get a template like this, which is gray. And this has 8 arms or spokes, and it's got, I think, 8 different, 8 or 10 different rings, okay? So the way I would start out something like this is I'm just going to trace this first one, and these are great for spacing. I'm going to give it a little line around here because I like a little line in between my designs. It helps your eye to stop and then go to the next design. All right, we're going to do a spiral in the middle here just because. Then I'll make another line here. All right. Okay, now I'm going to take each one of these units here, and I'm going to do 2 half circles in each one of these units. Okay, this first set isn't divided into a whole lot of lines, so we're just going to do that. See, and already it's starting to look good and start to look like a complex design. But it's not, and you just kind of mindlessly do this. And then I'm going to come back, I'm going to make little half circles in there. When you go to color this, if you're going to color it or if you're going to give it to somebody to color, this just gives you a little more depth and a little more place to add some different colors. All right, so we got that all the way around like that. We'll do another line here. As I said, I like this concept because your eye moves and stops, your eye moves and stops, and then moves to the next design. And you don't get confused going into the next design. All right, we'll do it like that. And now we're just going to come over here, and in each one of these little cells, I'm going to make a little swirly thing. Don't worry about them being perfect. Again, nothing is right here and nothing is wrong. Imperfection is something that if you're worried about perfection, you're never going to get good at this. You just have to do it. Just sit down and do it and don't worry about it. Okay. And these cells help you to kind of keep things from getting out of hand and going all over the place. All right, so we got that all around. Then maybe we're going to do another circle. Okay, now these I going to refer to this as north, south, east, and west. And that's, you don't have to do that. That's just what I'm going to call them right now, because that's what I generally call them. Now, if I wanted to make like a leaf pattern, I could go to the third line here and come in. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Now I'm going to turn it around, and the south pattern, I'm going to come back and do the same thing. Look at that. Go over here, make another one, coming to that third line. Go over here. That third line is right here. And I'm going to just... Now I'm doing this fast because I've done it before. You may not want to do it as fast. Again, we don't have to be super perfect. Now I'm going to come in the middle of this one and come down to the second line here. And in the middle, and come down to the second line. In the middle, we'll come down to the second line. And what we would want to do is go all the way around. Now, coming over here to this one, I might want to make a design like this on the inside. Again, it adds volume to it. Now I come over to this one, and oops, I goofed. That's not the same. What am I going to do? I made a mistake. Is it a mistake? No. All I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to correct it. I'm going to put that line in the way it should be. Now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to draw my mistake. All of a sudden it's not a mistake. And let's just put some balls in there just to, now we can do some curved lines here. Make it look like a pea pod thing. Okay, so you see what I did. I took what you might think of as a mistake and I used it. And I took a seminar from a gun engraver one time, a master gun engraver, and he was saying that the sign of a good craftsman is his ability to cover up mistakes. That's what we just did. This is one I was working on earlier with the same concept, same design. And you can see it looks very intricate. It's not. When you break everything down, the leaf pattern here is just two lines going across, and then we put a couple lines like that, and then did a scallop pattern. All right, so that's all that the bottom of that is. The top here, we just made a little bud type of a thing like that, and a little curly. Look how complex that looks in just a few minutes with very little effort. So this is a fun thing to do. It's relaxing. Mandalas are used in a lot of Asian, Mideast art and Eastern art. Also, you'll see these like rosette windows in Catholic churches, Pennsylvania Dutch hex signs. You see this kind of a design all over, and it's fun to do. So if you're interested in doing it, and you might want to set up a seminar with some people or something like that, you can contact me on Facebook, Instagram, or Facebook Messenger, and this is my email address, whynot477@yahoo.com. All right, thank you very much.